I saw review text video and I wanted to sort of give my 2 cents on it. Just because I kind of don't agree with everything he said, but I totally get where he's coming from. It's an interesting one, and I wanted to talk about it. You know, have a little chit chat with all y'all about it. So let's just play the video and get to it, dudes.
Hey YouTube, we've been down this road before.
We've been down this road many times. I understand.
Sort of started the apocalypse. Like, think hard. I am hard. Skip it up and down. Now,
I freaking love Richard. I swear.
Many moons ago, right around the time.
How's the audio? Good. Okay.
Had
awesome.
to work my ass off to become a partner because YouTube used to be very, very selective on who was entered in the partner program. Don't believe me? As Broken Games HD.
I'll be completely honest with y'all. I used to be a partner. Way back when I used to make money off of YouTube, so it wasn't very difficult. It honestly wasn't. It did get really, really tough soon after the adpocalypse. Thanks, PewDiePie. And it wasn't just PewDiePie, of course. There was quite a bit of stuff happening there. But for sure, after the adpocalypse, especially immediately afterwards, it was a huge freaking deal. It was a huge freaking ordeal.
Yes, Black Bond.
And actually, I will point this out because I've said it many times. It's become my my opinion on that whole situation, on the current standing. Honestly, still 1,000 subscribers, a boat ton of freaking views is still pretty exaggerated. I am a much bigger fan of the Twitch affiliate program and the requirements for that. However, I do believe that, like, I wouldn't necessarily be mad if Twitch made it a little bit more difficult. Just wait until I become an affiliate Twitch, then you can make it more difficult.
A billion other people. YouTube did not make it easy to get into the partner program.
No, it is very tough.
This, because anybody could put ads on their video, caused, or was one of the reasons that the adpocalypse happened. Because if you don't vet your partners to make sure they're not psychopaths and that you could trust them to be brand friendly, you're going to get people that, I don't know, may put a anti-Semitic video up and then have Coca-Cola ads run on it. That's actually a thing that happened, and the brands freaked out. There was also the whole PewDiePie thing. It was an amalgamation of things that happened together, but when YouTube allowed anybody to slap ads on their videos, it was a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is. Technically, I can understand where Richard is coming from here. Here's the thing. I also don't 100% agree. Now, I'm not disagreeing, necessarily. It's more like the media took the entire PewDiePie situation, and for those who don't know, I'll just spell it out for you. Y'all remember Fiverr, where you could like pay someone $5 to do something somewhere, and you just give them $5? Basically, certain people's decided it would be hilarious to pay someone $5 somewhere else around the world that didn't speak English to write anti-Semitic stuff and post that up. And yeah, a Coca-Cola ad ran on that. And people thought it was hilarious because people, you know, when they see stuff like that, they'll freaking blow it up. But of course, the major reason it blew up so much, because yeah, quite a few companies pulled out their ads. I feel like a huge part of that was the fact that mainstream media, especially the news networks, because they know that their time is running out. Like Tonight shows, all that stuff, like just TV in general, it's going by the wayside. Pretty soon it's gonna go to a happy little farm where it's gonna live out the rest of its life, and nobody's gonna watch that anymore. Realistically speaking, I don't know how long it'll take for that to fully happen, but you know, like people keep saying that movie theaters that won't happen, but it very much is. Look at freaking look at all things Pixar. All of them are on Hulu Plus or Disney Plus or whatever the frick. So it's like, yeah, no, it's gonna happen sooner or later. It's gonna happen. So same thing with mainstream media. They started to get really, really aggressive about making sure that everyone knew that YouTube had anti-Semitic stuff on it, that YouTube was playing ads on it, and they blew up the story so big that, yeah, a lot of companies and corporations got scared especially because back then the internet was pretty new. Not a lot of people knew anything about advertising on YouTube was still pretty new. All that stuff was still pretty fresh. Everyone was still trying to figure stuff out. So they got scared. They got intimidated. They pulled out. They just didn't want to deal with that mess. Nowadays, it's way more different. But I feel like that's one thing that definitely made the adpocalypse just go that extra step, that extra level of becoming such a huge part of the internet, you know, such a part of internet history, was mainstream media really taking the ball and rolling with it, you know, to really take it to YouTube, you know, the new form of media. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, whether you like it or not, those TV ad spots are competing for YouTube ad spots because, you know, the Coca-Cola and all them, they only have so much money to go around. And of course, there's been a multitude of other new things lately that have also contributed to a lot of these problems. Not only with PewDiePie, of course, we all know about the whole Keemstar situation, as well as the freaking what was it, Logan Paul or Jake Paul, which is the one that likes to take selfies with dead bodies, with suicide victims. I probably shouldn't have said that so early in the stream, but you know what? I already said it. If you're gonna you know, do the thing, YouTube, then go ahead and do the thing. But yeah, no, he took pictures with a bunch of dead folks inside of a forest known for people self-offing themselves, and he thought it was the most hilarious, funniest thing in the world. And that also, again, mainstream media rolled with it and really gave a bad name to all content creators, basically. And so a lot of, like, it's something that I tend to see as a pretty common factor here is mainstream media really trying to push down creators. We're starting to see a lot more of them, like, working with creators now, I'll be honest with you. Though, again, even that, depending on, you know, anyone remember the Mountain Dew challenge? Yeah, yeah, no, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So, there you go. I just wanted to point that little detail out.
And the rules then changed years later.
They got super sooner,
but at least they acted, well, more so like they reacted after the apocalypse, thinking, hey, maybe we should have some kind of requirements so not every single freak out there could put ads on their videos, which is kind of common sense. YouTube, that's the way it should have stayed. You should have vetted your partners and never stopped vetting them. Well, we now know that Susan Wojcicki, the former CEO of YouTube...
I'll be honest, even if they would have vetted every single individual person, it was PewDiePie. He was the top YouTube guy. He still is the top YouTube guy. Well, I don't know if he's the top #1 anymore, but he still is the most well-known freaking YouTube personality. No amount of vetting could have made YouTube predict that the dude was going to go anti-Semitic with freaking Fiverr.
YouTube has stepped down, and Neil Moen has taken her place. If I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize. And YouTube seems to be lightening up the requirements. Again, for becoming a partner. They're not getting rid of them completely like they did back in 2013. Like, in 2013, it was like, hey, do you have a pulse?
Now, this is, right off the bat, here's where I had the first big disagreement. They're not lightening the rules for becoming a partner. The rules for becoming a partner are still exactly the same. What they're doing is that they are giving a sort of partner light version where you have access to super chats. I'm just gonna call them super chats because it's Twitch, you know. But it's like, what is it? It's like super chats, super hellos, super whatever, memberships, stuff like that. Advertisements and ad revenue is still not going to be applied to you. If they like halved the requirements, so instead of 1,000 subscribers, you'll need 500. Which I think is, I'll be honest with you, my opinion on it, I love it. And if I would not be mad if they dropped it to 250. I would not be mad if they quartered it, you know? I love Twitch's affiliate like requirements. I am closer to becoming a Twitch affiliate than I have been closer in my life to becoming a YouTube partner. And I've been doing YouTube since 2015, and I've only been doing Twitch for about 5 months. So there you go.
Upload, put ads on your videos. We aren't there.
Wrong.
Yet. But
yeah, no, you can't put ads on your videos.
This still concerns me. This comes from TechCrunch.com.
The thing is, there's still ads on you. Like, all of my YouTube videos still get ads. They do. They have ads. You'll get them before or after. I don't get a single penny out of it on YouTube. I don't get a single solitary cent. Nothing. Why? Because I'm not a partner. And even if I did meet these new requirements for 500 subscribers, whatever the what is it, 2K views and all that, I still would not be able to get ad revenue. I would only be allowed to take memberships, rather. I'll be able to take memberships and get super chats, super hellos. That's it. You don't get anything else.
I'll read it to you, then we'll discuss. I don't know why I'm saying that like that, but I'm going to keep going with it. Let's continue. YouTube is lowering the requirements for creators to get access to monetization tools under the YouTube.
Not all of them, though.
The company is expanding its shopping affiliate program to US-based creators who are part of the YouTube Partner Program and have more than 20,000 subscribers. The Google-owned company said that the new conditions to be qualified for the Partner Program are having 500 subscribers, which is, I can't believe they're lowering it to that, 3 public uploads in the last 90 days, which is nothing.
Admittedly, yeah, 3 public uploads in the last 90 days is a little, it's actually quite lenient. I know it can be incredibly tough, especially for people who don't make quite as much content, because that's effectively saying you have to make 1 video a month, in other words, which for someone like JonTron that makes 1 video every 11 months makes a lot of sense. You know, they would need as much help as possible. If this was full monetization, full ad revenue and all that, I would disagree. I think this is okay. I would not have been angry if they made it a little bit tougher, though. I would not have necessarily been against it.
And either 3,000 watch hours in the past year or 3 million shorts views in the last 90 days. Previously, the conditions used to be having at least 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 watch hours in the past year or 10 million shorts views in the last 90 days.
And let me just tell y'all right now, I still think that that's outrageous. I still think that is incredibly outrageous. I think it is incredibly, I feel like it's too strong of a word, but I feel like it's a little predatory. It's a little predatory on small-time creators. I think it is just a way for YouTube to continue to keep putting ads all over your stuff, and then still being able to keep that money without having to pay you out. I'll just call it like it is. That's what it is. That's why so many people go to Twitch. That's why so many people are deciding to go to Kick. Right now that Twitch is in hot water, I think YouTube's trying to take advantage of this. I think it's a genius move for them, because this is genuinely going to make YouTube a much more viable streaming platform for live streamers. But I always thought it was pretty exaggerated. The 1,000 subscribers, all that, unless you're genuinely going to pop off on YouTube, which is freaking dope. That's totally fine. Like, dude, if you do it, that's freaking sick. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. But for the vast majority of people, you're gonna be grinding. You're gonna be grinding for a while. That just is what it is. Freaking Ego Raptor from the Game Grumps, like, he didn't really start to see any kind of viewership or any kind of community until at least 2 years or so into his consistent uploads.
If creators meet the new threshold, they can apply to become part of the YouTube Partnership Program and get access to tipping tools like Super Thanks, Super Chat, and Super Stickers, subscription tools like the channel memberships, and the ability to promote their own merch with YouTube Shopping. So a lot of you right now are probably shrugging your shoulders and thinking that this is not a big deal. And I understand why you're thinking
to the contrary, I feel like it is a major deal, and I think it's a positive change.
I'm more concerned, but I've been down this road before. Now, granted, they're not going back to 2013 where anybody can upload a video and put ads on it, which would be disastrous, but it's not even that I'm pulling the ladder up. I'm not pulling the ladder up at all. Honestly, I don't really have a ladder to pull up on this platform. It doesn't matter that I have over 1 billion subs, man. I'm a drop of piss in the giant ocean that is known as YouTube, okay?
Nah, man, you're a freaking pillar. You're a pillar of the community. BS aside, he's a pillar of the community. If it wasn't for Review Tech USA, the whole quantum situation would have gone way worse. He's an absolute pillar. He's just being humble. It's a humble. He's just humbled. But Review Tech is an absolute pillar of the community, in my honest opinion. If it wasn't for him and people like him and the Actman, and a couple of other great YouTubers, quite a few people would go getting harassed left and right by a lot of people abusing the copyright system. YMS is another. YMS and I hate everything. A couple other perfect examples of people in the YouTube community that genuinely help out smaller creators. So he might not admit it, but he's a pretty review tech's a pretty big deal.
It's not like I'm getting 500 million views per video. So metaphorically, I'm a little fish in the giant ocean that is known as this video sharing platform. But what I don't want to see is another adpocalypse because people are slipping through the cracks because the requirements are lowered, so you're going to get more idiots. It's just how it goes. Think about it this way.
Here's the thing. I don't disagree with this. I still stand by what I said, but I entirely understand what he means by this. I'm gonna let him keep finishing this train of thought, but I completely agree that this is something we absolutely should be worried about. And I understand where he's coming from, but I'll let him finish his train of thought.
Imagine a job, or imagine a place just hired anybody that walked in off the street. That's how YouTube used to be. Now, imagine, okay, so they're not doing that anymore, but they're not doing as rigorous of an interview, and they're just asking a couple quick questions. That's how I'm looking at YouTube lowering the partnership program requirements. You're going to still get bad apples that slip through. You're still going to get snakes that slither through the grass and become partners because it's easier to get into the program, which in turns that you're going to have people doing stupid or terrible things, which in turn will scare advertisers, which could screw over the whole platform. Again, that's my biggest issue. Look, I'm not trying to keep people from getting a following on YouTube or garnering any success or even doing it as a side hustle. But like any other job, whether you think this is a job or not, the employees, which are content creators, I understand we're contractors and not really employees of YouTube. That's why, anyway, let's not get too technical. But if you allow more people to come in and you don't vet them, there's going to be more problems. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. And I don't think this is a smart move for YouTube to do. I understand the more people making the money, the more money the platform makes. But if there's another adpocalypse, you're going to be losing a lot of money, YouTube. Be careful what you do. We've been down this road before. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Make sure to sub to my live stream channel.
Now, like, again, please do subscribe to Review Tech. Freaking dude's amazing. He also live streams. He not only does he live streams, but he freaking, if you give him like $50, he'll take his shirt off. It's freaking hilarious. I love it. Are you kidding me? It's the best content on YouTube. Here's the thing. I completely agree that, yes, of course, you open the floodgates, a lot more water is going to get through, a lot bigger of a chance that you're going to get freaking swept up by the current. Flat out. No disagreements there. However, to be completely honest with you, YouTube is making this move as a way to compete against Twitch. This move, it's very specific to memberships. It's very specific to the super thanks, super chats. And to be completely honest with you, I think it's a great move. It's a great move because it is putting them as a major competitor. This isn't the same YouTube anymore. This isn't just content. It's a whole different environment. I absolutely agree. This is something that could absolutely go south real quick. Real quick. But this ain't the same YouTube anymore. They are competing against streaming services now. They are also a live streams like platform now. And if they want to compete against Twitch, who needs 50 followers to become an affiliate, and like 5 people chatting at the same time, and then a certain amount of hours live streamed, which can be cranked out. Like, look at me, dude. I do 8-hour live streams right now, which soon I'm going to be changing it to potentially 6 hours, but a lot more days. My hope is to get to 5 days a week, possibly 6 or 7. My plan, I don't know if I wanted to announce that yet, but my plan is to stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, as like once I'm like done doing whatevs, I'll probably be streaming just then too, you know. But I think it's honestly a good move because they're trying to compete with Twitch. They're trying to compete with all these other platforms. Again, it's kind of this mentality of like, maybe they will still get quite a few people that are like, you know, there's stuff on YouTube and they're in trouble. It's like, yeah, that's gonna happen. Someone might do someone like inevitably somebody's gonna do something bad, and it ain't gonna go well for them. But I feel like that's just a risk that happens with any industry, any situation. Look at the whole Bud Light situation right now. Look at Disney right now with all their controversies. Whether you agree or not agree with it, the point is that no matter what the field is, no matter what the context, platform it is, there's always going to be that one person that just turns out to be like bad for business, flat out. That's the easiest and most non-biased way you can say it, is that there's always going to be the one bad egg who's bad for business, whether you agree with them morally or you don't agree, whatever the case may be. I'm not here to make any judgments. There's always going to be that one particular individual or that one particular content type that just doesn't help businesses make money. It doesn't fit Coca-Cola. But I feel like since 2013, my dude, like, how often are we seeing Coca-Cola ads on YouTube? Like, we're just not. I see Squatch. I see Sasquatch selling soap. You get me? So it's like, yeah, no, at the end of the day, YouTube wants people to start selling their merch through the YouTube bar, because YouTube will make money. YouTube wants to start getting more commercials, more ads, more everything in order to compete against Twitch, in order to make YouTube more profitable. I think it's a genius move. I think it's honestly going to be the best situation for the entire platform, for the entire environment, because of course, if YouTube starts to compete with Twitch, it's going to have to pressure Twitch and Kick and TikTok and all these other, and Facebook gaming. It's going to have to push everybody to start improving as well. So I think it's just a general good move across the board. Though I can and I want to correct myself, because I think I said that videos are still being played over your videos if you're not monetized. I don't know if that's actually genuinely the way 100% guaranteed. Yes, 100 definitely it plays an ad. I don't think it'll play an ad actually if you're not monetized, but you still have the little you can still get the little side ads if you don't have an ad blocker, stuff like that. And of course, just in general, especially if you're using autoplay, which is on by default for the most part, you'll get pushed onto a video that has ads. And so there's still plenty of ways for YouTube to make money off of people who are not that they don't have ad revenue activated, so to speak. And so I just think that this is, in general, any real method to make more money is going to be a positive change for creators. I think YouTube just needs to get on top of the ball for this. If YouTube doesn't put in their effort to make sure they vet people and do what they have to do, like Twitch, there's one thing we can say, even though Twitch freaking is sometimes ridiculous with how they enforce their policies, like flat out, if there's somebody who's bad for business on Twitch, Twitch will ban them. They will get rid of them quickly. And I think that's what it has to come down to. I think YouTube needs to start getting a little bit more, not strict on the requirements. They need to get stricter on doling out the punishments in every aspect, especially when it comes to people abusing copyright. Because if people are abusing copyright, YouTube needs to freaking get on the ball. Because if we're going to be playing in this more hostile environment, effectively, where we have to worry about ad apocalypse, and we have to worry about freaking Twitch, or any random big time YouTuber. And again, that's one thing I want to point out again. Most people don't give a flying fudge pig about the freaking small time creators like me, and I'm an extra small time creator, or like the actual small creators who are like out there already with ad revenue, 1,000 subs or so, or the people people look at PewDiePie, people look at Mr. Beast. Okay, no one cares about anybody else. They're looking at the big time names, and if they ever do anything, that's when advertisers and mainstream media starts to pay attention again. So it really comes down to, even if they're YouTube's best cash cows. Looking at you, Logan Paul, freaking Suicide Forest, or Jake Paul, or whatever whichever freaking Paul you are, flat out, dude. Like if they start to act out, they need to be held accountable a lot faster, and a lot more severely, or at least a lot more permanently to a certain degree. I'm not saying 100% forever kick them off the platform, but that's why there's people like Quantum TV going out there and freaking pumping freaking copyright abuse copyright striking everyone who badmouths them. Look at Illuminati. Illuminati right now is sending cease and desist letters to a bunch of people for speaking out facts, objective facts, you know. And so it's like, I 100% understand where Richard's coming from. I genuinely don't think he's trying to pull up the ladder. Like, YouTube already has the ladder so high up that there's no way you can. He's not that kind of person. Richard has always been a huge supporter of new YouTubers. I 100% don't think that is the case here. And I did, of course, before I did this. I think that there's quite a few people who are accusing him of that. I honestly wish I would have prepared a little bit more and found some of the freaking messages. But there are some people saying that, yeah, he's just being selfish. Like, it's easy to say that the clouds are annoying from the top of Mount Olympus. It's like, no, dude, Rich has always been an absolute wonder, a salt of the earth, absolute wonderful person. He has always been a strong supporter of small-time creators. I don't think, maybe if it was anybody else, I might be unbiased and I might have a stronger opinion to the contrary, but Richard is just not the kind of person that would do that. In my honest opinion, from what I've seen, the personality that he portrays, and more importantly, the actions that he has done for years, like his actions speak way louder than anything he could possibly say, and he's just not the kind of person from his actions that I have seen that I don't think that would be the case. Anyway, yeah, Rich, I've always loved your stuff. Feed the algorithm here. We're going to let it play out all the way to the end. Please check out his channel. Please subscribe to him. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that, my 2 piece, because I just disagree that it's a bad move. I think it's a good move. It's a great move. It's going to really make YouTube a competitor with Twitch and Kick, and I think that's what YouTube is looking at. They're saying it's worth the risk, because it's a different environment. It's a different world. The vast majority of advertisers nowadays aren't even freaking major brands anymore. It's gonna be the more, you know, it's gonna be Sasquatch or Squatch soap. It's gonna be freaking, you know, all these new, more modern coffee, tea, freaking, especially a lot of vacation ads for freaking Hawaii and stuff. Hawaii. So I just think that YouTube is starting to understand their platform a little bit better. I think they're going to reduce it, but as someone who has gone through, I'm sure you were there for both of the major adpocalypses, I can totally understand where Rich is coming from. But again, it's definitely one of those situations that we won't know until YouTube tries it. And I think if YouTube is going to open up the floodgates a little bit more, they're going to have to step up and make sure that they reinforce the structure to handle the new wave of water, the new rush, the new tide. You get me? So, you know, I don't know what else to say about this. You know, Rich, keep doing what you're doing, man. I freaking love you. More nipple, thank you. And I'll see you guys, you know, for anyone watching the actual YouTube video on this, because I'm going to post it up as a response, the quickness. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, all that good stuff. And, you know, I'll have an outro or something done, hopefully, by the time I put this out. Goodbye. Ayoo, be sure to join the crew. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And hey, if you like that video, you should check out this stuff.